Hey everyone, I wanted to record this video simply because as of yesterday, I'm 3 months sober off drugs and alcohol. I want to talk a bit about my journey. I have spent the past decade, if not more, drinking, doing drugs like MDMA, ketamine, LSD, pretty much everything but meth and heroin. And this 3 months that I've had off alcohol has really changed my life because it's obviously helped me stop doing the other stuff as well. One of the biggest changes I noticed was my confidence, my self-esteem grew a lot. My health in general has been so much better. Like, I'm sleeping better than I ever have in my entire life. I'm able to have more relationships that, like, when I'm speaking to people, there's more deep meaning and understanding. Like, I'm actually present in the moment now rather than before. I was sort of constantly on a different planet because I was either super tired or just very brain fogged. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video basically to say that yeah, I'm 3 months and there's so many benefits that I've had. I don't see myself drinking again. I've come too far. As of yesterday, I weighed myself and I've lost nearly 15 kilos. I'm 13% body fat, and that's all come from not drinking. Now, on the more mental health side, I have struggled with anxiety and depression most of my life. And since stopping drinking, it's actually been a roller coaster because I used it a lot to numb pain and numb feelings that I didn't really think I had. I thought because I'd only drink on weekends, for example, that, you know, I was part of the better group. I wasn't an alcoholic. I was, better than most because I had a control of it. Like, I wouldn't drink throughout the week, so I'd drink on weekends. And I thought in my mind that that was a good thing. But that's where most people sit when it comes to alcohol. They drink on weekends or at social events. And after going to therapy, which really did help a lot, I started to understand why I was drinking and why I was doing drugs and why I'd done it for the past 10 years. And if you're still watching, I do appreciate it because this is important and I really hope you get something out of this. I'd love to talk to my younger self. I'm 28 and I'd love to talk to myself at maybe 20 and just say, look, as much as it's fun, sure, get it out of your system if you need to, but understand that there's long-term effects and it becomes one of those things you rely on subconsciously. So I had a lot of trauma as a kid and a lot of confidence issues and anxiety issues socially. And I found that I was masking a lot of that through drinking with friends or doing drugs and such because I'd fallen into that at a young age. And now coming out of that as I'm older, it's harder to adapt to those emotions when I'm actually truly feeling anxious or truly feeling that intense rush of when I'm speaking to multiple people and if I'm doing the right thing. Even talking on camera right now, it's nervous. Like, I'm nervous. It's a nerve-wracking thing. But that's why I want to do it. I want to expand myself and become better at this to eventually help everyone else, help yourself. As I said, my goal is, to track my self-improvement journey, to talk about mental health and especially with mental health in young men and being more open about it. My exercise and dieting as well. But, a big one is being able to talk to my younger self, talk some sense into him and say, look, your life has got so much more meaning and you're wasting it doing this kind of thing. Now, I had a good time. Over the past 10 years, I've had an awesome time, but I've also wasted a lot of money and just possible relationships. The amount of women that I've met who I could have pursued, but I didn't want to because I wanted to live for the weekend is just, it's actually heartbreaking. And same with friends. And I've seen a lot of friends go down the same path where they're going to be alcoholics for life. They're going to be drug addicts for life. And it breaks my heart because you want to try and help them get to the root issue and help them get to the point where you're at. So on this self-improvement journey, I just wanted to make note saying, look, I'm 3 months sober. I'm feeling really good. I don't see myself drinking again. And I'm going to keep having updates and, keeping people informed. Whether anyone watches this or not, I don't really mind. It'd be nice, but I'd just love to know if there was one person out there watching this that they got something from it, that they could relate to me in a sense going, okay, here's a guy, he's 28. He's had massive traumas when he was a kid. He was bullied a lot. I'm not that tall. I was overweight. I struggled with alcohol. I struggled with drugs. I was really, really anxious about almost every situation. I was heavily depressed. Just a whole bunch of issues. And I'd love to be able to help someone who's gone through something similar and have them open up a bit and let them know that it's okay. Like, it's okay to feel these things. It's okay to go through all this stuff. But it does get better. But it starts with actually working on yourself and admitting that, you've got an issue. Like, I don't dance around or beat around the bush anymore when someone says, oh, why are you not drinking? I just say, look, I struggle from alcoholism. It's something that I've struggled with a long time and I've just only accepted. And instead of saying, for example, I read a really good book, Atomic Habits, which I highly recommend. It talks about, associating patterns and behaviors with how you speak. And one of them was, instead of saying, oh, I'm not drinking or I'm just staying off the drinks, say, I don't drink. I don't do this. Instead of saying, I'm not doing it at the moment. Because what you do, and it's the same thing with challenges, whether it's like no FAP or something along those lines, you're setting yourself up to fail. And what you're doing is, when you do fail, you feel it so much worse. You feel like all the problematic mental health issues arise from it. You feel like a failure. You feel like you fucked up and you're not really that great. When if you associate your mind with, I don't drink, it means that if I ever did drink down the track, I'm not feeling like a failure. I'm not opening it up to the idea of it because I'm saying I don't drink, but I'm opening up the mentality that if I did do it, I'm not failing anything. I'm not breaking a streak or anything like that. And it's a really important distinguishing thing to do with your brain, because if you set yourself up for failure, then you're most likely going to fail. Rather than saying, I don't do that, then when you do decide to do it, it's completely your own choice and you're not feeling that negative emotion of saying, oh shit, I stuffed that up. So that's another big one. But look, I really appreciate you listening, whoever's listening out there. And just make sure you stay focused and keep moving forward.